Congresswoman, always good to have you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. Good to be with you, Neil.
Now, I know this would originate in the Senate, where some of these senators I go from Pat Toomey, a host of others who are saying, Orrin Hatch as well, wait a minute, these issues of tariffs, whether agree or disagree, we are the final arbiters on this. We decide whether you can do this or not. First of all, is that true?
Well, if you look at the Constitution, yes, and tariffs are taxes, and so absolutely the House and Senate need to be looking at this issue, and that's what we're going to be doing. That is what we're currently doing in the House. You saw the action that the Senate took yesterday, and we're looking closer. But I think I want people to know that I applaud the president for taking action against China, taking action against, in this example with China, a country that had been dumping, had been involved in unfair trade practices, has been taking our intellectual property. I have concerns about tariffs. I have said all along that they need to be targeted. They need to be targeted against the bad actors. I represent a lot of farmers in eastern Washington. These tariffs are causing a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of concern about getting into a trade war and the impact that that is going to have. So I've let that be known to the president, and Congress absolutely needs to be a part of deciding how we move forward.
And what does the president say? I mean, your concerns are all legitimate, Congresswoman, and you're whether this escalates, it's certainly gone beyond China. And now, of course, he's going up the ante, as I said, with China to $200 billion worth of goods and slapping tariffs on them. I mean, you can easily see, to your point, how out of control this could get. But is there a move on the part of Republicans? Hey, whoa, 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 stop it.
Oh, the Republicans, legislators, Republicans and Democrats have made known to the president our concerns. But the president also is taking important action to make sure that American producers, American farmers, American manufacturers are going to be represented and represented well in these trade deals. The president has said that he wants more bilateral trade deals. He wants to address some of the disparity. And in that regard, what he tells us is to give him some time. And, for me, I encourage him to continue to lead with farmers in mind. We're celebrating right now the impact of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. We're celebrating a booming economy. We're celebrating that we have more job openings right now in America than people on unemployment. We just passed the 1 million mark of jobs that have been created since the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was passed. Let's keep that going. And tax reform was about American manufacturers. It was about bringing back jobs to America. So this is all about making sure that we are keeping America first, and that these trade policies are ones that are going to benefit American farmers, manufacturers.
So when you say to the president, and you've told the president, he comes back and says, all right, well, give me time. What is the time frame? I mean, obviously you want to get this resolved sooner rather than later, but is it your sense this could drag into the new year or what?
Oh, there's China, there's Asia, there's NAFTA, there's
everybody.
The European, yeah, right. So there's a lot that's on the table. I hear a lot about NAFTA, and what he said on NAFTA is that they're in the final negotiations, that it should be weeks. He hasn't given us specifics as far as timelines in particular, but he is approaching this. He believes that it needs to change, that we need to right some of these wrongs, which I applaud him for doing, because for too long, there have been disparities, and he's stepping up to address them. My plea to him is to make sure that he does it with farmers in mind. For example, American agriculture exports and probably understands the importance of trade and the markets. It takes decades at times to build these markets. These are relationships that are built over a long period of time. And if you lose them, you don't just get them back. So as he is taking this action, I encourage him to keep our farmers in mind. Make sure that we're not doing something that is going to hurt our farmers, hurt agriculture, which is a leading industry in America. We're proud of our farmers and the work that they do to feed us and feed the world. So that's where it's, there's a lot on the line here.
To put it mildly, Congresswoman Cathy McMorris Rodgers, thank you very, very much. Very good seeing you.